Okay, so Seth is going to run through the language of step one. So it's short, but it's precise and it's intriguing. So he'll run through that, and then we'll do a pause, and he will show you if you have an immediate step. So let's say you're doing transition, like here in Sherman, we do transition, and then we go to the step right after that. We'll kind of do the script of what it looks like to do it, to take the immediate step. Or if you do next steps at a later date, maybe you do it in the evening, or it's coming up next week. We'll kind of show you how to get them connected, to get them the details at a later date. So let's roll through step one.
Okay. So I've announced the church fellowship picnic, and I'm rolling right into next steps. Hey guys, I want to tell you about next steps. And next steps is our way of helping you move forward. And today we want to help you move forward in your relationship with God. Listen, whether you've been a believer for just a short time, you've recently accepted Jesus, or you've been a believer for a long time, we know and we believe that this step will challenge you in your relationship with God. So that's kind of it. And I didn't get exact the script, but I was pretty close.
Yeah.
And so again, there's room for a little bit of freedom there, but we want you to stick pretty close to that because we feel like it communicates quickly that this is for you. It helps you, and that's one of the things when we're talking. I didn't say, hey, step one. I didn't say today is step one or we got 4 steps. Next steps, the totality of next steps, and once they get into next steps, they'll figure out there's 4 steps. There's a little bit more to it. We're going to change the language that way each step. So in step 1, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, hey guys, let me tell you about next steps. Next steps is our way of helping you move forward. And today we want to help you move forward in your relationship with God. So again, and I'm trying to connect everybody that's new here. So if you're going to do an immediate step to where you're asking them to get up out of the service and at fellowship break, go somewhere in your building to have next steps, this is kind of how I think that would feel. Hey, today I want to tell you a little bit about next steps. And next steps is our way of helping you move forward. And today we want to help everyone that's new here. We want to help you move forward in your relationship with God. So whether you've been a believer just a short time and you've recently accepted Jesus, or you've been a believer for a long time, we want to help you move forward in your relationship with God today. And so as we get ready to break for fellowship break, listen, we've got a team of people in our foyer. They've got red shirts on that say next steps. We'd ask you to get up, get your things, and go with them. And they're going to help escort you to the room. And today we're going to encourage you in your relationship with God. So as we dismiss here in just a few moments, get up, head to the foyer. There's a team of people ready to host you and help you get where you need to go. Yeah. So that would be a great thing to set up. And some of your wheels are probably spinning like, well, I don't have red shirts. I don't have that. That's again an example. You want to give them an easy. I didn't say, hey, go out here, take a left, and then take a right, and then go down to this. I know some of our buildings are not that complex, but some of our buildings are. Yep. And so we want to make this as easy and accessible to where they feel like, hey, that's something I need. I need to be challenged in my relationship with God. I'm curious. So I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to that. So that would be one. Another, if it is after service, you could do the whole spiel. Hey, I want to tell you about next steps. Next steps is our way of helping you move forward. And today we want to help you move forward in your relationship with God. So whether you've been a believer just a really short time and you're new to the church and wanting to learn more, or whether you've been a believer for a long time, we know that this step is going to help you be challenged and grow in your relationship with God. So if you would, immediately after service in the foyer, we got a team of people that are going to be there to host you and help get you to the place where you need to go. And so this is what you'll be looking for: red shirts, next steps, balloons, whatever, however you indicate that team. So that could be one. The third one is if you do it on a Saturday, if you do it on midweek, if you do it Sunday night, we would probably recommend you saying fill out a Connect card. So again, hey guys, I want to introduce Next Steps. And for all of you that are new to the church, Next Steps is our way of helping you move forward in your life, in your journey. And today we want to help you move forward in your relationship with God. So whether you've been a believer a really short time or whether you've been a believer for a really long time, we know this step will challenge you in your relationship with God. So to get you connected, one of the things that you can do in the seat pocket in front of you, there's a Connect card. If you take just a few moments, fill out a little bit of that information, put next steps on that card. That way we know you're interested in next steps. Leave a phone number, leave an email address. We'll make sure to reach out to you and get you the information so that you can be a part. Boom. And leave it at that and go on. So there's 2 or 3 different ways. Again, you could tell each time I said it, the language was just a little bit different, but it was pretty close to the same.
Foundation was there,
The foundational. This is our way of helping you is a big foundational. And then there's going to be a little bit of foundational language with each step. Never said, let me introduce step 1. Never explained there were 4 steps. We're going to try that and see if that works. And just go with it for a little bit. So that's step 1, how to communicate step 1. And we'll send you the written script and the notes that we've got around each of these so that you and the people that do transition at your campus can get it as close to as possible. Any coaching there?
Yeah. I think keeping it short and precise will keep people from being confused. One of the biggest things that we've seen here in our next steps is when they walk in, they're not sure what step it is. Are we doing all 4 steps in the same day?
Yeah.
Because as a communicator from the stage, we're trying to give just enough details to where they feel informed, but we're over communicating this big confusing thing. So I think the way that we're doing the language now is short, it's precise, it's got the foundation of why we do next steps, and we're giving the information of what the step that day is. So instead of saying step 1, we're talking about your relationship with God. Well, we know step 1 is know God. So each week you'll see the communication change because we're really setting up what this step is about. And then when you get in the room with everybody, you can fill in the details later. So I think I'm excited about this language. It's going to help us define exactly what we're doing and why it's important for them to go through it. So.
Yeah. So there's step 1. We'll move on to step 2 here in just a few seconds. Later.